Myself Padmaja, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Today we are going to discuss about error handling functions in C language. Now, before discussing about the error handling function in C language, first discuss about what are the possible reasons for error in files. Now, what are the reasons? So, while dealing with your file programs, that anytime an error may come. So, what are the reasons? So, the first reason is, suppose you are reading a file beyond the end of file mark, that may be a possible reason for error. Otherwise, if you are performing some operations on the file that has not been opened still, that means without opening the file, if you are trying to do some operations on that file, then there is a chance for error. And writing to a file that is opened in read mode, then also there may be a chances of getting error. Then opening a file with invalid file name or invalid extension, then also you will get errors and device overflow errors may be there. So these are some of the possible reasons for getting errors. Now if you will get errors, then what are the functions available to know about what type of error has occurred and how to overcome from that. Now there are two important functions that is available. One is called feof function and ferror function is there. So, to check the status of the pointer in the file and to detect the error in the file, we use two important functions, feof. Eof stands for end of the file detection. This particular function will check whether you have reached to the end of the file or not. So, this function can be used to test for an end of file condition. Now, what is the syntax? Let us see. Feof, a file pointer you are providing. Now, this file pointer, this function will check whether the file pointer has reached to the end of the file or not. So, when it has reached to the end of the file, then you should stop working on the file. So, let us see one example that we want to read the content of the file and we want to display it on the screen, and while doing the operation, whenever we reach to the end of the file, then our operation should be stopped. So, how to do that? First, let us take one file. Suppose file.txt is a text file. File.txt is a text file, and this file contains some sentences like welcome to IARE, and followed by it contains best college in Telangana. Suppose these two sentences are there. Now, if you want to do a read operation on this file, then what you have to do? First of all, you have to open the file in read mode. This file.txt already exists, so open the file in read mode. So, after opening the file pointer will get the address of the file, the starting address of the file. Now, you check if the file pointer is equal to null. That means if the address is equal to null, then what you will say? That there is error in opening the file. If there is no error, then the file pointer will return with a successful address. So, if fp is equal to null, then there is an error in opening the file. Otherwise, the file gets opened successfully. Now, we will write down a while loop and we will continuously check whether we have reached to the end of the file or not. And every time we will read one by one character from the file and we are going to display it. Now, to read a character, we have taken a variable C. So, read a character using fgetC. So, read a character and this feof function will check whether you have reached to the end of the file or not. So, if end of the file pointer has reached, then it will display end of the file and it will break from the loop. There is a break statement which will break the loop. Otherwise, if this is false, then it is continuously print that character on the screen. So, this process will be repeatedly going on because the while loop is always true. It will be going on repeatedly. When it reaches to the end of the file, then break statement will be executed and it will close the file. So, this is an example of end of the file function, feof function. Now, there is another error handling function popularly used, that is called ferror function. So, this function reports on the error state of the stream and returns true if any error has occurred. Then it will return true. So, ferror, the syntax is to the ferror function, you just provide one file pointer. And if this F error function is not equals to 0, then when it becomes equals to 0, then an error has occurred. Otherwise, there is no error in the file. So it will check the error condition in the streams. Now, let us see one example. Suppose we are taking one file.txt and opening it in write mode. So, this file, we are opening file.txt. We will write something to this file. Now read one character from the you try to read one character from this file, and if it is the error, that means if there is any error in reading the file, then what will happen? We are using the function clear error function. Okay. Now, if there is any error in reading the file, it should display it, and then we stop our program. So, if the file contains nothing, then obviously it will display that error in reading from the file. But if the file contains some character, then it will read that character and it will display it. So, this is about F error function. Thank you so much. In this video, we talked about the error handling functions which is used in file handling. Thank you so much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.